Shalom. We should this off by give honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, Wahawah Dash. Peace and salutations to the elect men of Israel, starting with the elder apostles and bishops of GMS on down to the rest of you brothers and the brothers I labor with, who all push forth the will and doctrine of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai in all faith, truth, and sincerity, according to the true understanding of the scriptures. To all of you, I say Shalom. So, as you can see, the first little clip or header news post that I showed was in regards to what's going on right now, and it's just a continued domino effect. The dominoes are falling and more things are ramping up. And you see NERO47, he's telling you that this ain't your sanctuary, First and foremost, starting with you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, right? But really the rest of this world, whether they see it like that or not. But the main point being this is something that's being targeted towards our people, And right now at the forefront is Northern Kingdom, right? And through the Spirit, when I had looked this up to find an article on it, I came across this one, and it says the USCIS asylum pause. It says impact for applicants' migration decisions, right? And it was interesting, and through the Spirit, just what that word asylum goes into, right? So what I did was I had got the etymology of the word, right? And this is the etymology for the word asylum. It's a noun that says of early 15th century, right? It says a place of refuge and sanctuary. You see? Sanctuary, refuge, fenced territory, right? It says inviolable, safe from violence, right? Especially of persons seeking protection, right? And that's spiritual because in the scriptures, right? Or one, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read it here. So I'm going to do, this is Micah 2. I'm going to start at 10. Because this is to make it known to our people that the Lord been trying to show you and tell you this isn't your sanctuary. This isn't your peace. This isn't the places you should be looking to try to look for protection, look to invest in, look to put your trust in, in any kind of way, right? You shouldn't be looking to seek salvation from this place. You shouldn't be looking to seek refuge from this place. Actually understanding what this place is and who's running it, right? This place is the daughter of Babylon, a place full of confusion and wickedness, right? And it's being run by the wicked, right? Esau, Edom at the pinnacle of it. Esau, Edom is the wicked, and he's the one that's running the earth, right? And through his unrighteous dealings and through his wicked decrees, he's further showing his true self, his true identity, right? Showing who he truly is and how he doesn't stand for you, right? And he's not for you. He's not looking to be of assistance, aid, a place of refuge for you, right? So jumping straight into this is Micah 2:10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted." You see, this place is polluted. It says, "It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction." You see? And what is polluted going to? Right? It says contaminate, corrupt, pervert, defiled, taint, foul, dirty, poison, infect. You see? Desecrate, violate. And the antonyms for this word pollute is clean, purify. You see? So this place is not clean or purified. This place is corrupt. This place is made filthy. And to be made filthy is the complete opposite of being holy. Right? And what does destruction mean? Man, destruction says the action or process of causing so much damage to something that it no longer exists or cannot be repaired. You see? And that's exactly what Esau Edom's objective and agenda is in regards to how he's trying to deal with us and our people, right? Just to grab a quick one, this is Psalms 83, right? So like here, it says 73, 83. I'm like, this is Psalms 83 and verse 'm just gonna read through. But the point is, in verse 4 and 5, it says, "For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, that they that hate thee, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head." You see? And what's that word? You see, a tumult, an uproar. That's the spirit of Babel. That's crazy. Right? Confusion, disorder, disarray, disturbance, unrest, chaos. You see? So they're creating chaos, but specifically towards us. It says, "And they that hate thee have lifted up the head." It says, "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people." You see? And that thy people, that thy is referring to you Israelites. It says, "And consulted against thy hidden ones." It says, "They have said Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. You see, they're looking to cut us off from being a people. It says, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. You see? So they're joining up together to come against us and to cut us off from being a people. Right? And this is the type of work that you see happening here. Right? Micah 2, and starting at the top. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity. You see? And again, that's the same wicked, the same enemy, right? Esau, Edom. It says, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. You see? And again, whose hand has the earth been given into? Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You see? So it's in their power to do these things. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? We are meant to be the true judges of the earth. But yet, due to us falling away from our standard, from our way of truly being, right? Which is to be aligned with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? To have the Spirit of the Lord, to be those judges, right? Searching and seeking to praise not only ourselves but other gods as well, right? Ultimately, Satan, because it's all things that aren't of the Lord, you know? And those are just multiple different wicked devices that Satan uses against us as a whole, as an entirety. Because that's why you see most of our people not actually dealing with the Lord how they're supposed to. Because it isn't conducive with what they want to do, versus them seeking to be, or just seeking to have their lives be conducive or aligned with the Lord, you know? So because we chose to reject the Lord and his word, his commandments, we've been put in this position, in a state to where our people are constantly being destroyed. Our people are constantly getting caught in all these different traps, right? That have been set up by the wicked, and they don't even see or realize it. And those that do are so gone that they choose that over the Lord's salvation, which is what we should not do, because it only keeps us in the hand of the wicked. So it's imperative to understand this is how our enemy operates, and understanding that the people, the man that's at the forefront of making all these things happen, is the enemy that the Lord speaks of, who we are to be aware of and to be looking to steer clear from, right? Looking to not get got by. Which the way that we do that is by having the Lord as our sanctuary. Not Esau Edom, not the so-called white man. But Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, right? The Most High and His only begotten Son, our Messiah, right? Yahweh Shai. There was never a man named Jesus, right? But continuing here, Micah 2:2, it says, or I'm going to read verse 1 again. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence. You see? That's what the destruction went into. It says, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Right? And again, a man is a house. And they focusing on taking the men out of the family household, the family structure. Because if he's not there, there is no foundation. So shit just all out of order, all out of place, right? And now he's doing it on numerous of different levels. Because he got to our people spiritually and physically, or not, spiritually and mentally, right? And physically, but now he's amping it up. You know? He's just showing himself to really be the devil. So we can't neglect these things, nor not acknowledge these things for what they really are. You know? Isaiah 30:1, it says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me. You see? And that's, again, the rebellious children is you Israelites that are choosing to go against the Lord, go against the things that he has outright told us what to do and what not to do. You know? How he has set up the standard for how we are to move and how we are to operate. Right? Because the way that he deals with us is completely different than how he deals with every other nation. We're a part of the Lord's portion, right? And when the Lord was given inheritances, he gave every other nation according to what was already given to us. So whatever was left was given to everybody else. But because of us going the hell off and basically committing spiritual fornication, right? The Lord flipped the script. Now we are, completely in a disarray. So all these things happen to further show, like, this is why we need the Lord. And why we shouldn't be trying to trust in what it's going to go on to say, the shadow of Egypt. Trying to have our strength be the strength of Pharaoh. Right? So I'm going to continue just to continue to show that. Right? It says, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Right? You knowing to do right, but choosing not to. Because you just want to do what you want to do. You want to serve your own belly. Right? And that's what this world pushes. That's what Esau Edom pushes. He pushes to serve his own belly. He doesn't look to actually have the Lord a part of his thoughts and a part of his ways. But the complete opposite. And yet this is the person that y'all want to put your trust in. You see all of our people trying to get into the Americas where all this wickedness is going on. Now it's biting you in the ass because you thought this was like the spot to be. And though for a moment, for a time, it may have come off that way, it was never established by the Lord. And that's why everything's happening the way that it's happening. Now it's that snake coming to bite you back in the ass. But it says, verse 2, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. You see? The increase that you may get here is but a shadow, because it don't last, because it's not the Lord. It's not aligned, nor is it established by applying the Lord's wisdom, but by applying wicked wisdom. Most of the ways to excel in this world comes from you having to do something that's immoral, that's wicked, that's not right. And people are okay with that. And that's why the Lord got to get rid of it. That's why the Lord is having things ramp up like how they are. Having situations like this happen like how they are. Because our people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And they chose to reject the Lord. So now the Lord rejected them. You know? But again, he's doing this to show his power, to show why it is that our people need to repent. Because you don't see these things happening to any other people besides our people. It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame. You see? And the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. You looking to trust in this place and thinking shit is sweet. Now all of a sudden, shit hitting the fan and things going the complete opposite way that you thought. Most thought that they was going to be able to get in where they could fit in, last second, try to become citizens. Boop. Now you can't. Because again, you thought this was going to be your strength, and it's not. Because I am the Lord. Right? Verse 5, it says, they were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be in help, nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach. You see? So this ain't the place to be trying to get involved with, It says, verse 7, for the Egyptians shall help in vain and to no purpose. So they're not really going to help you. And that's it. That's what you see a lot with our people, Northern and Southern Kingdom, right? Esau, Edom hire you, make a covenant with you. You do this for me. You build this for me. You do the labor for this for me, and I'll pay you. And then go on to break that covenant. As soon as you finish doing that, now he, sick ice on our people, get them deported, or don't pay our people, leave them, with the butt end of the stick. Or Jay just getting, after, from the back. Because they looking to put their trust in this world versus the Lord. That's why it's so important to have this wisdom, knowledge, understanding. And for those of you that are in position to listen and to take heed and see, like, this is the reality of what's actually being written and spoken about within the scriptures. You got to do your due diligence to take heed to the message, take heed to what it is the Lord has been trying to tell our people and show our people all these years, from every captivity our people have been in, So I'm gonna grab this. This is 1 Peter 4:7. This one of the brothers had brought up. It says 1 Peter 4:7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be therefore sober and watch unto prayer. You see, the end of all things is at hand. You thinking shit sweet, things are able to keep going like how they have been, if you will, in the past, where you've got time to be able to work and work your way up in a company and whatever shit may be, try to set up pensions and retirement plans and all these different things. Shit's not the same. Shit's not how it used to be. Money ain't the same. Money ain't how it used to be. The workforce ain't the same. It ain't like how it used to be. Things are only getting worse, and it's getting worse to make it clear. This is not a sanctuary. This is not your peace. This was never your peace nor your sanctuary. We've continuously been under the yoke of the enemy. We've been given into the hands of the enemy. But the only way that we are able to come out and be given peace that's going to actually last is by turning back to the Lord, you know? Isaiah 26 verse 3 says, "Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusted in thee." You see? Trust ye in the Lord forever, for in the Lord Yahweh is everlasting strength. So you're supposed to trust in the Lord. And when you put your trust in him, it don't matter what may come of this place, right? And what the enemy may do. It don't matter. Because regardless, the Lord gonna take care of us. The Lord gonna take care of them as well. Psalms 37 and verse 7, it says, "Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass." You see? So don't let this man who seems like he's excelling and moving up and living his quote unquote best life, right? Through all these wicked dealings. Don't let that affect you and affect the way that you're supposed to move. Because nonetheless, all that he got set up and situated going to come right down. The Lord going to be wrecking shop on this place. Because this place has chosen to go against the Lord completely. And that's going to be their demise. I might be thinking it too. Yeah. Psalms 10 and 4, "The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts." You see? His ways are always grievous. And what does grievous mean? It says of something bad, very severe, serious, right? Disastrous, distressing, traumatic, harrowing, sorrowful, mournful. You see? So his ways aren't any of anything good. It says thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. So he thinks it's sweet, you know? He do all the things that he do, but yet, what it say in verse 16, it says, "The Lord is king forever and ever. The heathen are perished out of his land." You see? And that's what's going to end up happening, right? All that they did and all the things that they've got set up and situated, they think it's shit going to be able to last however long, and they going to be able to build back up, but that ain't the case. This is Isaiah 14 and 1. I'm going to read through. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel," right? Those of the elect in the multitude, those that chose to get right and put their trust in the Lord and to have the Lord be their sanctuary, right? That's who of Jacob and Israel, you know, that the Lord going to have mercy on, right? It says, "And set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." And the rest of our people that aren't of the elect and the innumerable multitude, they're gonna come back through the elect and innumerable multitude, right? And they could be made right, they could be made whole, you know. But it says, and the people, verse 2, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. You see? So these are things that are to come to pass, right? We're looking to be in position to receive of the blessings, the promises, and the inheritance that have been written of, that have been promised to the elect, to those that are truly of Israel, of Yasha. You see? And that's the place that you want to invest in. That's the place that you want to look to have your sanctuary in, We just looking to bide our time, endure on to the end, survive how we can. And that's through putting your faith and trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, seeking him, his word of life, seeking his wisdom to receive his wisdom and be in position to where his wisdom, right, can come and dwell with you and guide you and help you and give you the understanding that you need to be able to operate in all things and endure on to the end. Plain and simple. So you can't get caught up out here, right? Before I finish, I'm going to just read a little bit of this. It says, the Trump administration has paused all decisions on asylum applications filed with U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. You see, and that's the USCIS, what it stands for. It says, the move affects hundreds of thousands of people waiting for protection. You see, this isn't the place that's going to protect you. This is the place that's looking to destroy us. You see, it says USCIS officers have been instructed to not approve or deny affirmative asylum cases until further notice. It says asylum interviews with USCIS will continue to be scheduled, but approvals and denials are on hold. You see, and that just gives them more time to try to figure out who it is that apply, where they live, because they getting all your information, right? And that's how they go do it as what is written, and that might could too, right? That might could 2 and 2. Don't covet in the fields, right? And to covet is the what? It says to crave, have one's heart set on, to want, to wish for, hunger after, thirst for, ache for, burn for, right? And they're desiring to take it by violence. They have their hearts, their minds set on taking our people by violence. You see? They're having their heart set on trying to oppress our people. A man in his house. So all this does is just give them more time to keep doing the wicked ass shit that we see them doing. Right? Yeah, so that's pretty much it. When you're able to see the point, receive the message, and take heed to the fact that this isn't the place to be trying to put your trust in. This isn't the place to be looking to seek protection from. or yeah, to receive protection from, in regards to it being on your side, but looking to seek protection from the Lord against this place. Because this place is just further showing its hand and how it's completely against us and our people. So take heed while you still can, right? Seek the Lord while you still can. So with that, I'm going to give honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Wahawah Kakwadash. Till next time, Shalom.